Grant, do you think D-Hop is going to torch us? I mean, I was thinking he was until I listened to Cliff Kingsbury. Here's the thing. Let's talk matchups. From the Cardinals perspective, they want to get Hopkins on Emmanuel Moseley or K'Wan Williams, right? Neither of those guys can cover him. K'Wan's 5'9", Emmanuel Moseley's 5'11". They just can't, even if they're covering him, they're not covering him. So their goal is to get him on them. The Niners' goal is to put Richard Sherman on Hopkins as much as possible, I would imagine. Because Richard Sherman, he's not great in man-to-man coverage, and he's vulnerable against fast receivers, but Hopkins isn't fast. He's physical. He's quick. So I'm curious, how much does Sherman follow? How much does Sherman follow Hopkins? The question is, what are the odds Saleh plays cover 3 match for 85% of the game? Low. I think it's low because if you play cover 3, okay, say you're playing cover 3 from your nickel, okay, two linebackers, 5 defensive backs. How are you matching up when the Cardinals go to their 4 wide receiver package? How are you matching up? You don't have enough speed on the field. How do you cover 4 verts? Who's running deep? Quan? Fred? You don't even know what kind of shape Fred's in. See, it seems to me that the Niners know they have to use more man-to-man coverage, and they're going to do it here because you don't want to let the Cardinals dictate the matchups for Hopkins. You don't want to let them move him away from Sherman the whole game. Put him in the slot, put him on the left, and have Sherman be a non-factor, and have Hopkins just running through your secondary with no one covering him because it's zone. You can't let that happen. So I think they'll play zone on first down, but on third down, I think they're going to play a lot of man. But that brings up issues too. So let's talk about that. So say you remember, it's a 4 wide receiver offense. They could put 3-by-1 formation, 3 over here, 1 over here. And the 2 slots could be Hopkins and Fitzgerald. How do you cover that? Again, you can't put K'Wan Williams on Fitzgerald or Hopkins. He's too small. Really good slot defender, not man-to-man against big guys. So what do? You're playing man-to-man. You want Sherman in the slot on Hopkins. Maybe you want Tarvarius Moore in the slot on Fitzgerald. Okay, so you're going to go man coverage, dime. You'll have Tarvarius Moore replace K'Wan. Take K'Wan off the field because he's too short for man-to-man coverage. It's hard. You put Tarvarius Moore at nickel. You put Sherman in the slot. Your outside corners are going to be Jason Verrett, if he's healthy, and Ahkello Witherspoon. So you're playing a dime package? It's tough, man. A dime package? And then who's spying Kyler Murray? Who's spying Kyler Murray? Fred Warner? I wouldn't have Fred Warner spy him. He's not fast enough, and I don't think he's in good enough shape. So it has to be what? Jimmie Ward? Quan Alexander? It's tough. The Niners tried to play man-to-man at times against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl because you can't let all that speed just run through your defense without marking up. But then Mahomes would run on him. If you play 2-man coverage, that's 2 deep safeties and man-to-man across the board, everyone turns their back except for the deep safeties. Who's going to run down? Can you play that? You can't play 2-man against Kyler Murray. You can't. He'll just beat you with his legs every time. So you have to have a spy. I don't know, man. I mean, it's really good that the Niners have to play this game week 1 because I just think that execution, I think the Cardinals are going to beat themselves is what I'm saying. As long as the Niners match up, competently, do the best I don't think they have to do anything too exotic on either side of the ball. They shouldn't play too much zone. That's a good question, man. That's bad. Ward will come down and play man. Fine. I wouldn't want him playing man-to-man coverage on Larry Fitzgerald. I've seen that before. You can't cover Larry Fitzgerald. You can't cover Hopkins. And again, if the 3-by-1 formation, the Chiefs had success with it against the Niners, putting Kelsey on one side, 3 wide receivers on the other side. Say the Cardinals put Andy Isabella on one side and Kirk, Hopkins, and Fitzgerald on the other in a bunch. or spread out with Hopkins and Fitzgerald in the slot. You can't put K1 or Jimmie Ward on those guys. They're not big enough, especially in man coverage. I mean, Fitzgerald has beaten Jimmie Ward before. So, no. Because, no, dude, I'm telling you, man. Larry Fitzgerald is just as slow as he was 3-4 years ago when he was plucking passes over Jimmie Ward's head. It's a bad matchup. It's just a bad matchup. Ward's cool at covering passes in front of him, covering guys like Cooper Kupp, but he doesn't turn his head to find the ball down the field. It's a bad matchup. I would rather put Tarvarius Moore man-to-man at nickel on either one of those guys because he's tall, and I saw him in training camp actually play pretty well at nickel. But you need two options. Do you put Tart over there? I don't know, man. But luckily, it's not. It's going to be a bigger issue in the second matchup in Arizona. This game should be a scheduled win for the 49ers with no preseason. Sherman playing some right CB in camp. Maybe they move him to right CB in 3-by-1 and kick E-Man inside. Yeah, there's things they can do. I think they're prepared. They're preparing to put Sherman on Hopkins to shadow him. You have to, right? You can't let the Cardinals dictate that matchup and have them put Hopkins where they want him. Well, he's the best CB we have, right? And now you're going against a 3-time All-Pro wide receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. You have to force that matchup, especially if you want to play man-to-man coverage. I've seen Sherman play in the slot before. He used to do it when the Niners had Anquan Bolden. Now, that was about 6 years and 2 Achilles surgeries ago, but still, what's the point of just having him play left corner against Christian Kirk, who we may not even be able to run with? I mean, that might be a worse matchup. So